Even though there are many, many different kinds of plants living in our world, all plants need nutrients or food, water, air, and light. And most plants also have similar basic parts: roots, stems, leaves, flowers, and seeds. Take a look at the sunflower. The parts of the plant you see down here at the bottom are roots. The roots of the plant are covered with soil, so when we see plants growing in nature, we usually aren't able to see the roots unless we take the plants out of the ground. The plant's roots reach down into the soil and grow underground. They help to hold the plant in place in the soil, but most important, the roots take up water and nutrients that are in the soil. Nutrients help plants grow and stay healthy, just like vitamins help you grow and stay healthy. The water and nutrients move through the roots up into the stem of the plant, which holds the plant up tall toward the light. As the water and nutrients travel up the stem, they are able to reach other parts of the plant, like the leaves. The leaves are the parts of a plant that are attached to and grow out of the stem. The leaves are usually green, but they can be other colors as well. Many plants have flowers, which are also called blossoms. Look at the blossoms on this sunflower plant. Around the outside, it has many bright yellow petals. The flower petals of different plants come in every color you can imagine. Now look in the center part of the sunflower blossom, the part that has many petals around it. This part of the plant is made up of many small seeds. One sunflower seed is only about the size of one of your fingernails. If the seeds of the sunflower plant are put in soil, they will make a new sunflower plant. Sometimes people eat the seeds from some plants. You may have even tasted a sunflower seed yourself. Even though most plants have the same basic parts, roots, a stem, leaves, flowers, and seeds, these parts may look different on different kinds of plants. These beautiful flowers are from many different kinds of plants. Did you notice that not only are the colors of the flowers different, but the flower petals from different plants have different shapes too? This apple tree has the same parts as the other plants that we have been looking at. We can't see any apples because this picture was taken in the spring when the blossoms or flowers come out. The apples will start growing in the summer and will be ready for picking in the fall. We can't see the roots of the apple tree because they are growing underground, but we can see several other plant parts. We can see many stems on the tree. The smaller stems are called branches. Do you see the apple blossoms and the leaves? There are many, many leaves attached to the branches on this apple tree. The largest part of the tree is called the trunk. The outside of the trunk is covered in bark. Bark is kind of like clothing for trees. It protects the inside of the tree. Here are some leaves from different kinds of trees. Take a close look, and you will notice that the leaves have different shapes. In fact, one way to tell what kind of tree you are looking at is to look closely at its leaves. The leaf on the top left is from a sugar maple tree. The leaf below that is from a white oak tree. The leaf on the top right is from a witch hazel tree, and the leaf below that is from a black oak tree. Remember, many plants, not just trees, have leaves. In fact, leaves are especially important to the survival of the plants. When light shines on the green leaves of any plant, the leaf absorbs or soaks up energy from the light. Through an amazing process called photosynthesis, the leaf uses the light to turn the water and air already in the plant into food for the rest of the plant. Do you remember earlier that we said that the roots and stem of a plant move water and nutrients from the soil to the other parts of a plant, such as the leaves? During photosynthesis, water, nutrients, air, and light come together in the plant's leaves. This is how plants make food for themselves. It's a good thing, too, because plants can't move like animals or people, so they aren't able to go find food somewhere else. Plants have to make food for themselves. Once the water and nutrients are made into food through photosynthesis, parts of the leaves, called the veins, carry the food back to the stem. From there, food is taken to the rest of the plant where it is needed. Now you have learned about most of the basic parts of many plants. Plants begin as seeds, which sprout and grow roots, stems, leaves, and then flowers. The roots, stems, and leaves work together with water, nutrients, air, and light to make food for the plant through photosynthesis. Say that word 3 times to help you remember it. Photosynthesis, photosynthesis, photosynthesis. Let's see how much you remembered from what I just read to you. Here I drew a very simple flower. Right here are the roots, right? And what do the roots do? Well, the roots keep the plant in the ground and it soaks up the nutrients in the water. Next up is this long part there. It's the stem. And the stem is there to provide structural support. It helps keep the plant stable and reach up to the sun. It also helps keep the nutrients and the water traveling throughout the plant so we can get to the places it needs to. What would happen if this plant did not have any roots? Well, I think it would not be able to get water or nutrients. Also, I think it probably would just tip right over onto the ground if there's nothing holding it in place in the dirt. Now, what if it didn't have a stem? Well, if the plant didn't have a stem, it couldn't make the nutrients in the water travel to the different parts. The plant would probably die then too. Now, what about this part right here? This leaf. What is this leaf for? Why do plants have leaves? Well, do you know how plants make their own food? It's something, that fancy word called photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process where the plant takes energy from the sun and turns it into food. If this flower did not have its leaves, it might not be able to make its own food through photosynthesis. Man, then I guess we can kind of understand that all of these parts to this flower are really important. It needs all of those parts in order to survive. Uh-oh, I just said another tricky word, survive. Have you heard that one before? Do you know what it means? Survive means to live, to stay alive. You need water and food and other things in order to survive or to stay alive, and the same goes for plants. The next thing we're going to be learning about next time is the life cycle of a plant, so I can't wait to see you then. Thank you for learning with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.